Hello again, guys. This is going to be your video for your homework help over circumference and area of circles. So the assignment you see on the screen is actually the homework assignment. It's front and back along with this page right here, which is the riddle page. We'll go over a couple of examples on each page to kind of get you going, because I know you haven't done this since last year. Now, up at the top, make sure you pay attention. This is our area formula for area of circles. This is our circumference formulas. Notice there are two. There is one for when you have the diameter, and there is another for when you are given the radius. So depending on what you are given, you will determine which formula you need to use. For this assignment, you will be using 3.14 for pi. So I'm going to put that right here. Use 3.14 for pi. Alright, so let's start with this first one. It is area. We're using pi r squared. Now, they do not give us the radius this time. Remember, your radius is half of your diameter. So half of 8 is going to be 4. So then we have pi times 4 squared. Now, remember, that's not 4 times 2. That's 4 2 times. So that's 4 times 4, which is 16. I'm going to write it out here to the side. That way you'll remember 4 times 4, which is 16. So then, if we come down here to the bottom, notice as a show your work area, you have 3.14 times 16. We're going to multiply it out. Let me see here. Okay, then once we multiply, we need to add. And now we have 2 decimal places in our problem, so we have to put 2 decimal places into our answer. And so our answer is going to be 50.24 square inches. Notice that we're doing area, so our units are always going to be squared. Don't forget that. So for circumference, because they're giving us the diameter this time, we can do pi times 8, because 8 is our diameter. And so we'll go down here on the bottom again and do 3.14 times 8. Let's see, 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 3 is 11. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Again, I have 2 decimal places in my answer, so I put 2 decimal places, or 2 decimal places in my problem, excuse me, so I put 2 decimal places in my answer. Now remember, circumference is just how far is it all the way around the outside edge. So notice the area, that's all the inside, is larger than our circumference, which is all the way around the outside edge. So I'm going to leave this one and the 3 on the back. There's a big show your work section that you're able to use. That will be left for you for your homework. So you've got an example of area and circumference that we did together, plus 2 examples up here on the top as well that you can use to complete your homework. If you still need help, you need to make sure that you're asking whenever you come in for tutorials. Okay, so on to the riddle page. Now this one is going to be a little different, because last time we used 3.14 for pi, but we don't always have to fill in a number for pi. If you flip over to the back, you can see that sometimes they leave pi just as the symbol. So you don't have to actually multiply your numbers by 3.14 every single time. So when you're doing these, you're just going to have to check and see how they want it done. If it says round to the nearest tenth, then you're going to have to round and use 3.14. This one here, round to the nearest tenth, so you're going to use 3.14. This one over here doesn't specify, so we're going to get lucky and not have to do that extra multiplication. So it says find the exact area. So area equals pi times radius squared. So remember, we're leaving pi like it is, and our radius is 4. Uh-oh, this number sounds familiar. It's the same thing that we did on our first problem that we worked. So this one is actually, we usually write the number first, so it's going to be 16 equals, excuse me, 16 pi. That's supposed to be equal sign, not the squiggly approximately, because it's exactly 16 pi. So when we flip it over, we're going to look around. P right here has 16 pi, so I can cross it out. And anywhere there's a number 1, I'm going to put a P. Okay, so then we're going to come over here, we're going to do number 2, and that's where we have to round to the nearest tenth. So, once again, we always write our formula first. Area equals pi r squared. So now we're going to substitute in our numbers. We have 3.14 times, well, if our diameter is 10, our radius is going to be 5, and that's squared. So then we have 3.14 times 25, because 5 times 5 is 25. So now I'm going to come over here off to the side, and I'm going to work it out. Yes, you have to show all your work. If you're using the calculator, that's not helping. You have to be able to do this stuff on your own, because you don't get to use calculators on your quizzes or on your tests. These are things that you need to know how to do without the aid of a calculator. So let's see, 0, 5, 8, and 7. We've got 2 decimal places in our problem, so I'm putting 2 decimal places into my answer, and my area is 78.5. So let's flip over, let's see what we got. Let's see if we can find a 78.5. Yep, right here, we got a 78.5, so I'm going to cross that out. That is, looks like an I, no, an L? No, it's an exclamation point. Ha, I couldn't see it. So, we're going to put our exclamation point, and that's how you're going to do the rest of these. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are yours to finish on your own. Make sure you fill this in, but if you just cheat and write down what the answer is, because some of you probably already know the riddle by now, you're not going to get credit. You have to show your work, okay? You have to do these on your own. So, if you need more help, or if you have any questions, please make sure you stop by or request a workshop, or maybe you could do a different DIY, or a DIY, and maybe it will clarify a few things that will help you out. So, thanks for watching, and good luck on your homework.